Quite some time has passed since starting this journey. I've made some friends along the way and put myself out there. I've traveled far and wide and created an online presence. Since my video journey began, I never imagined spending the amount of time and money I did. But here we are.
Like with all businesses, there are ups and downs. I'm certainly in the latter right now.
Not everyone gets the opportunity to chase their dreams. We often seek things we lack.
Ooh.
Overlooking the blessings we already possess. I've been guilty of this, but also fortunate enough to be able to chase my YouTube dreams and now my freelance career. I really should be grateful. With all things considered, from the highs and the lows.
Oh no, it happens so fast.
Yeah, it happens really quickly.
I'd say we had a good run on YouTube. Much better than I could imagine.
It is time!
For me, it's time I get my career back in order. One of the proudest shoots I've ever done is an engagement shoot where I was the videographer, photographer, and drone operator as a one-man crew. Looking back at this, it was stupidly dangerous to do what I did, but I looked something like this when I was chasing the clients around.
Oi, hurry up, mate.
Hey, wait for me!
Since starting, I have worked on a variety of projects, mostly weddings and events, but also corporate jobs. Among other things, I got to hire my first contractor for my personal weddings. I remade my website with the help of a YouTube subscriber.
At the end of the day, when it's getting dark, we finish work, we just want to go home and... Whoa, that's cool. Hey, what is this? Oh look, I got my very own business card. Cool, right? I also printed my own work shirt, JC Productions.
Things are looking pretty good, but there was always this one uncomfortable inkling that came with running a business.
I actually find genuine enjoyment when I create content that I can feel proud of, that I know when I share to the rest of the world, someone out there would actually love it. But as I quickly learned from running this business, 90% of it is actual admin and sales work, and only 10% of it is spent filming.
Whether it's back and forth emails, contracts, phone calls, spreadsheets, and of course, the unenvious job of marketing your business. The competitive and oversaturated nature of my industry meant that for every client out there, I had to compete against 30 other photographers.
I'll tell you guys a little story in this beautiful place. So, not too long ago, about 20 years ago, this really tells my age, doesn't it? I was battling through the dungeons of old school RuneScape, specifically the Barrow's Den. I remember I was wearing a Zami rune plate, full rune plate mind you, rune battle axe, and an inventory full of lobsters. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, hear me out and it'll all be clear very soon. In this dungeon that was really new, and I was undergeared, underprepared, not knowledgeable. It took many deaths before I could reach one chest, and in that chest there was very little rewards, but eventually I got there. I got one chest that had the Guthan's armor piece. It was that hard work that finally paid off, and I was rewarded for it, that made the journey so valuable.
Why am I telling you this? Well, there are a lot of parallels that can be drawn to wedding photography. There was one shoot in particular where I was the sole photographer, ready to capture an entire wedding. I geared up with my FX30, no lights, all flash, ready to take on the world. I jumped in my car and drove for about an hour.
Going into a wedding is like entering the jaws of a dungeon. Anything could happen, and at times, not in a good way. In this case, I was the undergeared and inexperienced photographer, and I conquered my first IRL dungeon. I was rewarded with an envelope that says photographer's pay on it, and inside, real recreation by the way, it had, oh there's still more money, but it had $2,000 in there. It made me so happy. And all of that went towards more gear upgrades.
So, if you're fortunate enough, then when life hands you lemons, get out there and build a lemonade empire.
And all of this went towards